What's up, everybody? How we doing? How are we doing? Welcome into the Roughing the Kicker first ever live stream. Wanted to start out to do this live stream a little bit because we might have some plans going with the draft. I don't want to tell yet. Don't want to tell what we got planned, but a stream might be involved in what we got planned going on. So I'm excited for this to get kicked off. I'm trying to work out the kinks. So if I have any problems, let me know in the chat. YouTube chat already popping off. Love to see that. I got that up on the screen so you guys can see it go full screen, everything like that. So, a lot of going on this Saturday. College basketball. Repping the Cats. Bearcats win their third national championship. Been a great day for me. Not only win it, absolutely destroy the team. I don't even know who was in it. West Texas A&M. Absolutely destroy them. It was a good feeling. Once a Bearcat, always Bearcat. If you know, you know. But really great to get streaming, get started. It's something I've been toying with a little bit here. Start streaming. Don't know if I want to dip my toe into that water yet, but here we are. I guess I'm dipping it in, and we are getting going here. I got my phone down here, so if I ever look down, so I can kind of see the chat a little bit better. So yeah, it's the first time I've ever streamed, so apologize if I ramble a little bit, I guess. Here with the LaCroix. I'm a LaCroix boy. I got Raz Cranberry. I've liked this one. I like this LaCroix. I'm going to crack it open right now to kind of kick off this live stream. I'll be with you guys for an hour, hour and a half probably, just chatting. Um, just want to kind of see what you guys want to know. It's going to be a little question and answer thing. So um, if you guys like the design, I already see a comment. Appreciate that, Seamus. Loving the design. I really do like that. I spent a lot of time on it, probably more than I should have spent on it. So appreciate that. When we get Jordan Foot on here, maybe we'll do something a little bit different two screen. As you can see, socials down below. Make sure you subscribe to Roughing the Kicker if you don't already. Give this live stream a like. Let me know if you enjoy the live stream too, because I want to reach you guys as best I can to give you the best content you can, and it's all for free too. I don't want to charge you guys too much. So, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started into the Q&A here. Let's see. First question from Seamus Levin. Tucker, power rank the seasons. Also, what surprising thing did the Chiefs do before the draft? Okay, I assume you mean seasons like fall, winter, spring, summer. I almost did it in order right there, though. It'd be fall, number one. I know we usually go reverse, so I'm going to go from the top. Fall, number one, because, think about all the sports that happen in the fall. You got so many sports happening in the fall. That's I love it. And then you got baseball playoffs, hockey playoffs. Usually, I really like the Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm a Preds fan. I know that might make people a little bit upset, especially with the St. Louis Blues being so close by. But I mean, I got an uncle who lives in Nashville. He kind of started introducing me to hockey, so that's how it all went out down like that. But you got a lot of playoffs, and then you got football starting. You got basketball kind of starting up in October too. The NBA starts up, college basketball. So fall is my number one. Summer's got to be number two. Love the good summer vibes. You always got to get those good summer vibe music. Song of the summer. I always love that debate. What's the song of the summer? Stuff like that's usually Justin Bieber because he's hot in the streets. Album was kind of a miss in my book. I like some of the songs on there, but we can talk about that later. Then I would go spring and winter's last. Um, I love to play golf. Golf is another thing I really like to do. Kind of got a golf-esque pullover right here, but I love to play golf. Spring is when they played golf in high school, Missouri high school sports, and that's when I would play it. So I was partial to the spring season. Gave me a little time off. Got to relax, play some golf, walk around the course. It was always a good time. Made a lot of friends playing high school golf. That was a good time. Also, what surprising thing did the Chiefs do before the draft? Man, I don't know. I mean, I think, okay, if I had to say the Chiefs are going to do a surprising thing, it would be a trade. Because if you look at Brett Veach, he's aggressive, generally aggressive. You look at everything he's traded up, he's never traded back in the draft. And they made the trade for Frank Clark. I know a lot of people are kind of pounding the table for Orlando Brown. Don't really see it. I just think the sign and trade's a little bit too high, especially with what you're going to have to give up to Baltimore. You know you're going to have to pay a little bit more than other teams are going to with Orlando Brown. Then you're going to have to pay him like a premier center. So that's tough for me, but I can see that happening. I wouldn't be shocked if it happened. I don't know if I wouldn't say I wouldn't be upset. It kind of is tough when you give up that much capital and you're signing that guy for so much. And the Chiefs could really roll this cap over. I think that's another thing, another point that we aren't doing a very good job talking about is that Yeah, you could think that the Chiefs got a whole money, like a bunch of money burned in the hole in their pocket, but they could just roll this over to next season. I think that that's kind of something that we can talk about in the coming weeks. I still think they sign a couple guys in free agency. Alden Smith, you guys know that I'm a Mizzou fan, so I'll get an Alden Smith would be fun for me at least. So I don't know. We'll see. I think that they're still going to sign some people free agency. I don't think they're done. I do not think they're done because they have too many holes to be done in free agency. Austin Ryder will more than likely come back. He'll be the center next year. He's not really getting any bigger of a market, I don't think. So that's kind of interesting for me. We'll see what happens. We've gotten to the point too. It's kind of sad where we're starting. Okay, well, do you think about bringing back Eric Fisher? Do you think about bringing back Mitchell Schwartz? I don't know if Mitchell Schwartz plays again, man. I mean, I don't. I hate to say that, but he's walking around on Instagram with a back grabber with because he can't bend over. How do you think he's going to be playing at a high level in August, in September, November? I just don't see that happening. For me personally, Eric Fisher dealing with an Achilles, we know that it takes longer than what Brett Veach was trying to tell us it takes to rehab from that. So at the end of the year, if the Chiefs say, "Hey, Eric Fisher, want to come on? You want to be some depth?" Sure, okay, I wouldn't hate that, but you can't you still have to find a left tackle, and I'm not too entirely comfortable with starting left tackle. Jordan Foot's a little bit more comfortable than I am, just because I'm kind of a pessimist, not as pessimistic as Jordan is. I'm kind of the bridge in between, or Connor, I should say. Connor's the pessimist, Jordan's the optimist. I'm just kind of the bridge in between them. So that's a good question. I don't know what the Chiefs will do if they'll make a big splash or not. I could see that happening. I'm not ruling it out by any stretch of the means because Brett Veach is aggressive, and I think that making a trade makes sense. It's not going to be a huge trade like trade up in the draft, or it's going to be trade for a player. It's probably going to be players for picks. They could trade that 31 away for a tackle. So I don't know. It's a lot of speculation at this point, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's a business I got into, I guess, so I have to do it. DD, quadruple D. He asked me who you got, Tucker Villanova or Baylor. Man, I was gonna have that game on actually on my second monitor. I decided it probably wouldn't be that great of an idea. I'd probably get distracted by it and forget to talk a little bit. But could always do a live react. That I turned it off though. But I like Baylor, man. Baylor's good. Baylor is one of the best teams. I went to the Big 12 tournament and I got to see them. They kind of struggled in the Big 12 tournament. I don't think that that was very indicative of how they actually play. So I was kind of disappointed to see them. I went on day one, so it was a Thursday. I can't remember who they played against. I don't. It doesn't matter at this point, really. But I don't think that was very indicative of how they are. But they really kind of started playing well, and really, I think Baylor pulls that one out. But yeah, NCAA tournament going on. Been fun watching these games. It's been awesome. Like it a whole lot. Wes Burns, he wants me to weigh in on the chicken sandwich war. Okay, I assume you're talking about Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, right? So I haven't had the Popeyes chicken sandwich. The McChicken doesn't count in this. I mean, when I was in Maryville, and that was like, well, actually, I take that back because Maryville has a Chick-fil-A at campus, so I would still go to Chick-fil-A. So I think that Chick-fil-A makes a dang good chicken sandwich. Their spicy chicken sandwich is the best, but I've also heard that Popeye's spicy chicken also goes hard. I think that what is a little apprehensive about me about like fully committing Chick-fil-A is that Popeyes has sauce on it. And I usually always put Chick-fil-A sauce on my sandwich anyway when it comes to the spicy chicken. So I would probably prefer the Popeyes one, but there's not really a Popeyes by me, so I don't have Popeyes all the time. So that's kind of where I'm at. I guess there's a Popeyes by my girlfriend's house, so I should probably try that out. Shout out girlfriend Tara. She's at work right now, so that's why I get to stream because she's at work. So cheers to her. Appreciate her. Love her. Uh, so yeah, I think I go with Chick-fil-A. I go with Chick-fil-A on that. Like, just because I don't know, just because I'm what I'm used to, right? We always like things that we grow up with and things that you're used to. Like people in the '90s, like Michael Jordan. People in the 2000s, like LeBron James. It's kind of something that you grow up with, a little nostalgic, I guess. I wasn't like too terribly young when Chick-fil-A came up here. I'm not that young. I think I was like in middle school, maybe high school when it started coming up here towards the north. So I mean, but still, those are very impressionable years. And chicken sandwiches, man, I love them. I love them so much. Sam White says trade for Jarvis Landry. Okay. I mean, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Um, I like the Jarvis Landry news at Miami. It's just I don't know his numbers off the top of my head. I guess I could look him up, but I don't really feel like it. He could probably be good in this offense. I don't know if that's the kind of move that Brett Veach would want to make necessarily when it comes to free agency. I think it would probably be more along the offensive or defensive line is what he would make, but it wouldn't shock me if he makes a big move for wide receiver two. The only thing about wide receiver two when it comes down to that is this draft is like full of guys who could be wide receiver twos. So like why trade when you could draft one at like your second or third round pick? Once Seth Williams comes off the board, Connor made a really good point on Roughing the Kicker about this. Once Seth Williams comes off the board, that's pretty much it for day one impact guys. Seth Williams not going to come off the board until like late third, early fourth. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hate that being my answer is just we'll see, but there's just so much up in the air right now. It's hard to really predict what's going to happen and where people are going to go and where these parts are going to go. So that's kind of tough. And there's really been no news on free agency. Dan Carroll, I see you asked me that. I don't have any. What really upset me today actually is I saw Xavier Woods. We've talked about him on the podcast, safety for the Cowboys. I always was under the impression, excuse me, that he was going to be more money than what the Chiefs would want to spend. Boy, was I wrong because he signed a 1 year, $2.25 million deal with the Vikings, and like the Chiefs not asking about it? Were the Chiefs not going after him? Were they just settling with Dan Sorensen? Like that doesn't make any sense to me because Xavier Woods is better than Dan Sorensen. I know you brought back Dan Sorensen on a 1 year deal, but you're only going to be paying 1 million more for Xavier Woods. That one was tough for me to see because I didn't think he was going to be that obtainable. I know Connor and I had a conversation early in the offseason about like his contract, what it would look like. We thought it would be multi-year, kind of higher money because he's not bad. I like him. He's better than Armani Watts. He's better than Dan Sorensen. He might be better than Juan Thornhill. I haven't watched him all that much, but I don't know his numbers off the top of my head either. But I know that he's solid. Like he's good, and I thought there was going to be a pretty good market out there for him. So that kind of surprised me that he went for only 2.25 for a year, and it kind of annoyed me a little bit. Like, man, the Chiefs really could have had him for two and a quarter, and you went with Dan Sorensen. Like, maybe get them both, right? That'd be cool. So I don't know. That must mean the Chiefs like the safety draft. There's a lot of good safeties. We talk about Paris Ford. We talk about Richie Grant. We talk about Tyree Gillespie from Mizzou. All those guys I like in the draft. I know even Paris Ford ran a 4.9, but we've seen a lot of weird stuff when it comes to these hand time 40s and hand time pro days. I miss the combine, man. I wish the combine would come back. I know COVID and everything, but we're getting there. We're close. We're close, man. Okay. Info, or no, I'm from Missouri. I read that wrong. I'm from Missouri. I need to take a break for a second. I need to drink my Raz Cranberry. This one's good. I like this one. If you got any LaCroix boys or LaCroix girls out there, Raz Cranberry. I'm a big cranberry fan. Ah, yes, that's it. That is it right there. So yeah, my favorite Roman Empire. Man, I'm from Missouri. I'm sorry, I don't know very many Roman empires off the top of my head. So um, the best one is going to be my answer. That's my favorite Roman Empire is the best one. Um, so yeah, quadruple D. He's got another question for me. If Ryder doesn't accept the offer, what happens at the center position? Allegretti hasn't really proven himself. You're right. I mean, that's a big question, right? What happens if Ryder doesn't accept the position? You're in a tough spot at that point when it comes to it. Allegretti's your only option, I think. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Kyle Long made it very clear in his press conference he's never played center, which I thought was not nothing. I think that him making it clear that he's never played center means he's not comfortable playing center. So I think that the Chiefs are really banking on Ryder going after getting this offer sheet. But man, it's been over a week since that's happened, and that just is like so disappointing to me that Austin Ryder hasn't accepted it. And Connor and I went back and looked at the tweet. It was from Tom Pelissaro. We were talking about him. I think we said Jeremy Fowler or something like that. It's from Tom Pelissaro. He tweeted out about Austin Ryder, and it just said that the Chiefs It really sounded like from the most part it was Austin Ryder not wanting to come back to the Chiefs, that the Chiefs not wanting Austin Ryder back. So I don't think that there's any bad blood there necessarily yet. I think that it is more on Austin Ryder's camp than it is a Chiefs camp. I know a lot of people might like to make it say that like, oh, the Chiefs want to break up with him, and then they're saying they want him back. I don't know if that's necessarily how it went. I'm not in the doors, right? So I'm not on the inside. I don't know any of that. So that's kind of what I think here. Uh, we'll see. We'll see. I, I know I've said that a lot, but that's really all we can do at this point, right? Is see what Brett Veach is going to do, see what happens, because man, I think that they have a plan. I don't listen. I got called a Brett Veach hater on Twitter this last week. I don't know why. I just said that like hey, it's okay to worry about stuff like it. There's some cause for some worry, cause for some concern, and people are like, oh, you hate Brett Veach. I don't. I don't hate Brett Veach. For the 95% of the time I trust Brett Veach, but like I just got a little worried once we didn't sign Trent Williams, and then after that the market, you look at the market and you're like, oh, well, there's not a whole lot here. So what do they do now? Doesn't really seem like they had a plan B. They did get Demarcus Robinson back. Sammy Watkins goes to Baltimore. I don't know. We'll see. You guys hear my dog barking? I got one dog begging at my door, wanting to get in. Probably once on the live stream, wants a little bit of the clout. Got another dog barking at the door. Amazon person just got here, so we'll see. I keep saying we'll see. I don't know why. Don't know why. Trade 63 for Hunter from Minnesota. Hunter from Minnesota. Oh, gotcha. Sorry, my brain worked a little slow on that one. I wouldn't hate that. I mean, if they trade any amount of their first picks for an offensive lineman, like kind of like 63, if they trade a mid round pick for him, uh, I think that would probably be fine. But yeah, that's what's going to have to happen. The Chiefs need a veteran left tackle. I don't think they can go into this season without one. And they probably will. They'll probably make me look stupid. They'll probably go in there and be just fine. But I just find it hard to believe that they could be successful without a veteran in that position. I know they got veterans at guard, and hopefully at center when Ryder comes back, and the guards will make the center better. The guards will make the tackles better. But man, I don't know. I do not know what they're going to trade, what they're going to do, what the market's like. We haven't heard anything from Russell Okung or Alejandro Villanueva. Like, we haven't heard anything. I think that's so strange. I thought that they would be wave like 2 or 3 guys, and now we're in wave like 5 or 6, it feels like. And those guys haven't had any reports or anything about them. So I think there needs to be something. And I know I talk about the offensive line a lot. I'm a little partial to the offensive line. I recognize that. But defensive edge is a big issue. That's a problem. The Chiefs have re-signed Taco Charlton from there, and I think that's all that they've done. And they've also lost K-Pass. They've also lost Alex Okafor. So now they're going to be going in, losing 2 guys, retaining 1. At the moment, is Taco Charlton going to play all 3 downs over there? I know you got Tim Ward, but Tim Ward doesn't really move the needle for me. No offense to Tim Ward. He's probably a great football player, a great guy. But we haven't seen a whole lot from Tim Ward besides the Week 17 game, which I don't put a whole lot of stock into. I don't know. I'm going to have to see something. I'm going to have to see something from Tim Ward to really start to believe in him. I don't think they had an edge on the reserves contracts. I can't remember the reserves outside the offensive linemen on the top of my head because we've just talked about the reserve offensive linemen a whole lot. Um, I mean, because that's the situation that we're in, right? I mean, that's the situation where we're talking about, who can be the depth, who can fill these pieces. Because depth everywhere is going to be a struggle. When you look at this roster, it's really top heavy. So they need to fill out the depth in the draft. I think that's probably going to be their best bet is filling out the depth in the draft. And they can do that because this draft class has a lot of good guys and guys that could be developed. I had someone tell me that Andy Heck wasn't a good offensive line coach, and if they're watching this stream, they should be ashamed of themselves. Andy Heck is one of the best offensive line coaches ever. I think he's got another good offensive line coach with him. I don't know if you ever heard of him. His name is Andy Reid. Andy Reid's a phenomenal offensive line coach as well, so I don't doubt that they can bring in a guy in the first round, mid round, and develop him into a good tackle. I don't doubt that at all. It's just, for me, the worry is what are they going to do this season? I don't want a rookie there. I really don't. Liam Eichenberg is the guy that I'd be okay with, but I'd still be apprehensive about, right? So that's what I'm a little worried about. Like, what do they do there? Like, what happens? And I do think that they make a move. They'll get a left tackle. They'll either sign Villanueva or they'll sign Okung probably because they're in the market for him. They're going to get their guy unless they really trade up in the draft and they like, Rashawn Slater or Christian Darrisaw or somebody like that. Um, I could see it go any way like that. So, yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's look at this chat for a second while I catch my breath here. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Means a lot. 33 people in the room right now. Heck yeah. Love to see that. Love to see that as well. Might get Twitch going. I don't know. I kind of like streaming on YouTube. It's kind of cool. I've never done this before, never streamed at all. So appreciate all you guys' support. It's awesome. Love to see it. Holly Winchell, she asked, do you think anyone the Chiefs might draft could be a starter from day one? If so, what position? Yeah, I kind of talked about that, I guess, already, but inadvertently might have answered your question. But to kind of purposely go after it, Liam Eichenberg could be a day one starter. Patrick Jones could probably be a day one starter. There's a lot of guys in the first round that would be day one starters if the Chiefs get to them or not. I don't know. Jalen Mayfield could do it. Wouldn't be entirely confident. I'd be more confident in Liam Eichenberg than I would in Jalen Mayfield. But once you start talking about like receivers, oh man, there's so many good receivers in this draft. Amon St. Brown, he could be a day one. Diami Brown could be a day one. Tyler Walls could be a day one. Those are kind of off the top of my head when we talk about the second round. We've really focused on the second round a whole lot when it comes to taking a wide receiver. Went and crunched some numbers the other day, and we haven't in our mock drafts. We haven't taken a not an offensive. We've only taken offensive linemen in round one. I think wide receiver dominates the second position with edge on the third position. Those sometimes flip around a little bit with who we want to pick with edge at two. If Pat Jones is there at two, man, I think you got to nab him because that dude's an athlete. He could be molded. He's a very Spagsy type player. It's kind of what you want at this point is a Spagsy player. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of guys that could start, especially wide receiver. Like I mentioned earlier, once you get into like round three, there's still day one starters that could play X, that could be a third threat, like kind of Sammy Watkins was when he was healthy. I don't think Demarcus Robinson is that, by the way. I don't think Demarcus Robinson is a third threat. I think Demarcus Robinson is a good wide receiver 3/4 threat, right? So you always gotta account for Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's at number two, sometimes number one, really. You know what? I don't want to. Don't take me. Don't listen. I don't want you guys to clip this right here and say, "Oh, Tyreek Hill, Tucker's saying that you're not as good as Travis Kelce." That's not what I'm saying here. Okay, listen. Travis Kelce is the number one target on this team. I don't think that's that controversial to say. I think that when you look at that, Travis Kelce does get a lot of targets. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but man, he's so reliable when the Chiefs need it. He's the number one option for Patrick Mahomes. And the way that their chemistry works is so good too. Man, just watching them play football is something that you just marvel at, I think. I think it's something absolutely beautiful. I think it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful to watch those guys play football together. They got a mind that's connected. Really same thing with Tyreek Hill, man. They're so good. So we'll see. Man, I keep saying we'll see. I gotta stop saying we'll see. That's a crutch phrase for me, I guess. Got to break out of those crutch phrases. But starters day one, I do like a lot of the wide receivers for day one starters. That's what I do. I do like. That's probably the main position I'd say that has the most day one starters, wide receiver. So yeah, Holly, there's your answer. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Up to 36 now, man. People must be joining so they can watch me drink LaCroix. That's probably why. That's probably why they're tuning in, just to watch me drink LaCroix. Do you think the Chiefs take a run? Oh man, Ty. I don't know if you watch this channel very much. Do you think the Chiefs take a draft? Do you think the Chiefs draft a late round running back? Is what Ty Walden asked me. No, that'd be a real Packers move, right? Because the Packers, draft AJ Dillon, but then sign Aaron Jones, like a big contract, like really weird. If the Chiefs draft They draft Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 31, and then they go and draft another running back. No, they're not going to do that. I hope they don't do that, at least. I've been wrong. I have been wrong. Sam White, Kalichio Simile, what are your thoughts about trying to retain him? Will he be ready for the season? Haven't heard much on his recovery. Yeah, you're right, Sam. Haven't really heard much about him. It's hard because kind of the same justifications we give for cutting Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz go against bringing back Kalichio Simile, but we seem to be gung ho about bringing him back, right? I don't think it makes sense now with how many guards the Chiefs signed with, Tooney, Kyle Long. They have LDT coming back. Allegretti is really a guard. He didn't finish Illinois at Illinois as a center, so he's really a guard. So it doesn't really make sense to me. They could. Chiefs have done things that don't make sense to me before. It doesn't shock me anymore. So if they bring him back, that's not a big shock for me. But it does go against a lot of the things we've said about Fisher and about Schwartz because he blew out tendons in both of his knees, and he's over 30. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I like him. I do. I really like Colicchio Simile. The way he played last year was really inspiring to see. He's kind of got that mean, nasty streak. I think it's something that Joe Tooney has that the Chiefs have kind of been missing. He's pretty solid in both the run and the pass game. Joe Tooney is, and I think that Colicchio Simile playing the whole year would have been really cool for the Chiefs. Just didn't happen. Wasn't in the cards. Oh well, is what it is. I mean, it's what happens. So Sam, I wouldn't be shocked if they bring him back. I also wouldn't be stoked if they brought him back either. All right, Seamus 11. Samus. I think I'm putting an H in there. Seamus, is it Samus? Correct me if I'm wrong. But favorite sports person you have ever talked to? Oh, this is a good question. So I mentioned at the top of the stream, Northwest right here. The Cats won the ship. Got to talk to a lot of cool people there. Ben McComb is one of those guys, cooler than the other side of the pillow. Winning, he's got that winning mentality. A lot of cool guys that I got to talk to at Northwest Missouri State University. Shout out them, shout out the Cats. They got a good media program up there. Anyone in high school watching this, go check them out if you want to be in media. You want to be really in anything. They got a new nursing program up there, a good business school. They got a good teaching school too. You want to be a teacher? Go to Northwest. It's a bang for your buck. It's great. Love Northwest. Love it all. So I got to talk to some pretty good guys, and I like talking about the basketball a whole lot, but their football is pretty darn good too. They got some dudes on that team. Justin Rankin was a guy from Kent State. I think if you've been on Instagram, you've probably seen the video of a dude doing a whole bunch of spin moves for Kent State. That's him. He was a freshman, I believe, then, and then he transferred to Northwest. So we got to see a lot of good guys there. Sean Bain actually played for the Falcons a little bit, then he was kind of cut. Got to interview him on the podcast. Talking to Jim Moore Jr. on the podcast the other day was pretty cool. NFL coach. If you haven't checked that podcast out, go check it out. It was last Friday, I think. All these episodes run together. Let me look at my calendar here real quick. Yeah, last Friday, the 19th. So go check that out. Our conversation kind of about the Chiefs offensive line, kind of the Joe Tooney signing as well. It plays into that. So I think that was a good conversation. It's really cool to talk to Seth Kaiser, Nate Taylor. Those guys are awesome. I know they're not athletes, but awesome guys to talk to in any regard. So those are kind of the ones that stick out in my head. Jim Moore Jr., probably recently the coolest one, probably the one I can think of most recently. NFL coach for the Falcons, told me a really cool story about playing at Arrowhead and how he kind of hated being at Arrowhead as a visiting coach, and he really likes Chiefs Kingdom as a whole and everything like that. So it was cool. It was really cool. Good conversation to talk to him about. So, yeah. Good deal. Let me see who else we got here. Make sure I don't miss anything. Info. I'm from Missouri. Man, why do I keep saying info? I just keep reading the M as an N, I guess. I don't know. Need to recharge. If you haven't already, go subscribe to the channel here. We're getting really close to 1,000 subs. That's the goal. I want to get to 1,000 subs before the season starts. So if we get to 1,000 subs before August, man, that'd make me Super stoked. Appreciate all 33 of you guys in here. You guys are MVOs for sure. Make sure you go subscribe to the podcast as well. smarturl.it/roughing, or go to wherever you find your podcast, search Roughing Kicker. I promise it'll be there. It's everywhere you can find your podcast. We got new episodes coming out every single day. Appreciate you guys. So smash the like button on this. Make sure you ask me a question. We'll see. We'll see. Man, that is my crutch phrase. I figured it out. Max Jones, are they going to sign more in free agency? Man, Max, I hope so. I hope they sign more in free agency. Appreciate everybody in the chat tuning in, chatting with me. I had a good stream so far. Been a pretty solid stream, man. I haven't really had any downtime. We're at 37 minutes into this. Man, time flies. Time just flies. Go follow me on Twitter too. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers on Twitter. I'm almost there. I'm like 1922 or something like that. So if you got Twitter, you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, go follow me on Twitter. And we move there, man. I promote every little bit of the podcast, got every little video coming out. Probably gonna promote the stream there, man. I think that we got some legs here. I'm having a good time. Hope you guys are having a good time as well. I'll get to answer some of your questions first here in a little bit. Let me look. Let me see some finds that I like. Yeah, Lily Cool, you're right. I just saw your comment here. Players will be available after the June 1 cuts too. That'll be a part of it. They'll have that to look at. So there's still. Listen, I'm gonna sit back in my chair. I'll pull my microphone up a little closer. Get a little intimate here. Okay. I'm not saying the Chiefs need to like panic, right? That's not what I'm saying. I know I say I'm worried. I am worried about the free agency. There's still plenty of time for this to happen. Still plenty of time for the Chiefs to make something happen. And they will make something happen. Brett Veach is a good general manager, all that. Okay. That'll happen. But doesn't mean we can't worry right now about what's going to happen. You look at the market, it looks a little bleak. Lenny, I mean, you're right, man. Players will be available after June 1 cuts. I'm just getting a little anxious over here. We just want some new signings, want some new blood on this team. I've talked about it for a while, wanting some new blood on not only on the offense but on the defense. I think the defense is kind of getting a little stale. Bringing in a third linebacker other than Ben Neiman would be awesome if the Chiefs can upgrade in free agency. That's kind of the whole goal, right? To upgrade in free agency and build for depth in the draft. That's kind of the whole mindset when it comes to what we're doing in terms of roster building. Not just we, but like every team in the NFL. That's kind of the mindset here. Matt Verderame had a really good point when he was talking about free agency and roster building. He said a free agent signing for him, he needs to think, okay, is the other team on Sunday gonna have to think about this person? Think about that for a minute. Is the opposite team going to have to really game plan for that person on Sunday? That's what you want to add in free agency. That's the type of player you want to add in free agency. I think the Chiefs added somebody like that in Joe Tooney. I think you have to plan for Joe Tooney. Demarcus Robinson, not so much. Taco Charlton, maybe, could be, possibly. Kyle Long, maybe, could be. Kyle Long's had a long injury history. He's been hurt. Dude's been hurt since 2016. I know he took a year off. That still kind of scares me a little bit. You're going to say you don't want Landon Dickerson because the injury history. You're going to be excited about Kyle Long. Doesn't go both ways. Both guys immensely talented. Phenomenal offensive linemen, both of those guys are. Both guys great offensive linemen. Andrews, man. All right, he took a year off. Could help him. We'll see. I said it again. We'll see. But we will. I mean, that's really the nature of the beast. Is like we're gonna see how good this offense or this whole free agent class turns out to be. Real quick. I mean, it's gonna be quick when we get to see how it is. I think Joe Tooney was a good signing. His contract's a little bit high. Oh well. I mean, that's what you're gonna pay for a premier guy in the interior, so that doesn't really bother me all that much. I don't know. Um, yeah. Let's see here. I'm from Missouri. Signed KO. Have an all O line of KO, JT, Allegretti, LDT, Long. How long are Colicchio Simile's arms? I don't know. That's a number that I didn't know mattered as much as it did when it comes to offensive linemen. I mean, I was always like aware of arm length and stuff like that, but I think Matt Lane tweeted this out that Andy Reid hasn't started an offensive tackle, I should say, with under 33-inch arms. He's only done it twice. It was Mike Rimmers and Cam Irving for one game last year. So that's the territory we're embarking in. So I know a lot of people talk about Brady Christensen. He come in and play right away. Brady Christensen test out of his mind in his pro day. I think Brady Christensen's great. But does he play guard? I don't know. I think you got to let him fail at tackle before you move him in. That's always been my philosophy when it comes to moving good tackles to guard. A lot of people are quick to move tackles to guard, right? That's just something they do, you know. I don't know. I don't know how good it is, but we'll see how this all shakes out. We'll see again. But I don't hate that line. I don't. I know Long played right tackle before, and might have been a Pro Bowler as a right tackle, but I don't know if he plays right tackle again. It might be Mike Rimmers, but as I just mentioned before, Mike Rimmers got short arms. Andy Reid doesn't like to start guys with short arms at the tackle position. Maybe that's just a coincidence. I don't know. He's had too many years in the league for that to be a coincidence, in my opinion. But it's definitely a big question. Really, with both tackle spots, I don't think, as much as Mike Rimmer's agent wanted to sell that he's the right tackle, I really don't think that. I find it hard to believe the Chiefs would re-sign him to be their starting right tackle when Lucas Niang is going to come back, right? If we take Brett Veach at face value, which if we would have taken Brett Veach at face value when he was talking about, you know, Mitchell Schwartz, Eric Fisher, we taken him at face value. Then he talks about talking to Lucas Niang a whole lot over the season, talking about once a week, right to him, not to the agents, asking if he's ready to come back and everything. So yeah, that's where he was at. I'm a little apprehensive when it comes to Lucas Niang, just because of the dude had a whole year off. I know he had a hip injury, I think it was. Had a hip injury, and that was kind of tough on him and everything in college. You can really tell in his film, from his college film, that he had a hip injury, that he was kind of struggling with it too. So maybe this year off will help him. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm cautious about him. I'm cautiously optimistic that it'll work out. I do. I'm rooting for Lucas Niang. I really am rooting for him to do well, especially once you see a lot of these guys around the league who opted out for the COVID reasons are getting cut, which is kind of a raw deal. Cap going down kind of didn't help that out at all, right? So I mean, at that point, it is what it is. So it's gonna be interesting. So it is Sheamus, like the WWE wrestler Sheamus. I was big into WWE for a while, high school, college. Sheamus is one of those guys who was hot in the streets when I was really into it. So that's probably why I know that. Dan, what do you got, Dan? With Long's injury history, assimilating makes sense for depth. He's a great rumble guy. That's true. I mean, I talked about Kyle Long's injury history. I mean, Khalid Osimile has a similar injury history as well. So I think Osimile for depth would be not terrible. It wouldn't be a terrible signing, especially if he's a vet min. Any vet min signing, you're going to have a hard time telling me is going to be a tough signing, a bad one. So if you come back on a veteran minimum deal, it's hard for me to say, oh, that's a terrible signing. So if they can get him like that, which I don't know what his contract was off the top of my head. I don't think it was that much, and especially coming off an injury, um, it might be a little different. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Let's see. Careful saying Seth isn't an athlete. He'll throw you down like a. Yeah, he could. I mean, listen, I'm not saying Seth isn't an athlete. I'm saying he's not a professional athlete, like the question asked. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys got any more questions? Drop them down in the chat. Anything. I'll talk about anything. I talked about chicken sandwiches earlier. So I mean, let me know what you got. There's still some more questions on here I'm gonna ask, but get those in. We're coming up about like 50 minutes on the stream. I'll probably be on for probably about 30 more minutes. Given the questions, we'll see. We'll see how much the chat wants me to stay on, I guess. So I appreciate all you guys tuned in. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast, stuff like that. Subscribe to Roughing the Kicker on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to it. Follow it on Spotify. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. All that's down here. All that's right down here, right down below. Go follow me on Instagram right down there. I'm gonna figure out how cameras work right down there. Got the chat up here. Let me know if you like the design as well. Spent a lot of time on it. I think it looks clean. I think it looks good. Only thing I might want to be bigger. Maybe I cut in the sides a little bit, make my face a little bit bigger, so you see my big old beautiful mug. So yeah, appreciate y'all joining in. Appreciate y'all hopping on, watching the stream. I'm from Missouri. Does anyone in this year's draft have a better real name than Balthazar? Balthazar? That's a wild name. I don't think so. I don't think anybody does. There's some good names in this draft. I thought about last season doing an all name team kind of article for Arrowhead Report, and Jacob Harris beat me to it. Not kind of just all name team on the Chiefs. So yeah, I think there's a lot. Off the top of my head, you got like pretty much everyone from USC is on the all name team. Got a lot of names, good names on there. I'm gonna try to tweet this again. I'm gonna tweet out the stream again. So bear with me. Tweet out the stream. Drop some questions in the chat. I'm gonna tweet out the stream again and say, I'm gonna live craft this tweet. So if you're in the stream already and you see me on Twitter, go retweet it. I'm gonna live craft it with you. Okay, here we go. This is what we're gonna say. We're gonna say, heyo, comma. The stream is popping off. Yeah, it's popping off. Stream is popping off over on the Roughing the Kicker YouTube. Come join me. I'll be live for about 30 more minutes. Oh man, I didn't get the link. Rookie move on my part, not grabbing the link. All right, got to proofread. Heyo, the stream is popping off over on the Roughing the Kicker YouTube. Come join me. I'll be live for about 30 more minutes. Yep, that's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. Oh man, Matty Lane was in the chat. How come Matty Lane didn't hit? Man, I didn't see anything from Matty Ice. If Matt, if you're still in here, give me a question, man. I knew you were looking for it. I knew you were looking forward to the stream. Who wasn't? Really? Who really wasn't looking forward to the stream? So I don't know if you guys know this. I'm gonna talk about Northwest a little bit because I just popped up on my Twitter, so I was thinking about this. Buddy John Walker, shout out him. He helped me get a lot of the streaming stuff set up, help me get it figured out a little bit. So he's the beat reporter for the Bearcat basketball team, sports editor at the Northwest Missouri over there, student newspaper. Go give him a follow at by John Walker. Great stuff from him. He's going to do great things. So he tweeted out, usually the Division II national champion will go play Duke the next season. Northwest just won the national championship by like 20 points. Okay, they blew them out. It wasn't a close game. It was never a close game. So Duke's in a down year, so I think it'll be interesting to see if they actually get invited to play, because I think Northwest could beat them, especially once they're in the down year like Duke is right now. That could be interesting. Could be super interesting. All right, here, let's get back into the questions. I got some questions back in here. All right. Hollywood Shell. Shout out Holly. Similar to a previous question, if you could interview anyone on this show, who would it be? Oh, Holly, that's such a good question. So we've been trying to get draft prospects on here. That's just something we've been trying to do. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with it. Had a little bit of a lead on, I think, Robert Jones, but that hasn't really turned into anything. So we don't really have a whole lot. I really want to interview with Jerry Sneed. That's who I want to interview the most. Talk to him, just kind of get his whole thoughts on everything. His mom is in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, Chiefs Facebook fan group. So that's fun. So Jerry Sneed would probably be a guy that I would really want to talk to on the podcast. Uh, Man, but there's just like so many people. I also want to talk to Quentin Lucas. I think Quentin Lucas would be a fun interview. Kansas City Mayor. I'm sure he'd do it as well. That would be a good interview to have in the bag. And there's just like a lot of celebrities too, Kansas City celebrities who like Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes is obviously like a clear answer of like who I want to talk to as well. Uh, we'll see. We'll see. Uh, but I think that we can get some. I want to get the big celebrities, your Rob Riggles, your Kansas City people like that, Eric Stone Street. That'll be cool. That'd be cool. Okay. Next question. I like Quinn Miners at 93. Do you? Yeah, I think Quinn Miners at 93 is a good pick. I think he'll be gone before then. Is the thing. Um, yeah, I think he's gonna be gone. Dan Brugel said he's a top 60 prospect. I don't see that. But he could be gone because he's had a good pro day. He's had a good Senior Bowl. Everything that NFL scouts have been at, he's been good at. He didn't have a season in 2020 either, so that could also be interesting. We'll move through a couple of these questions here. Um, Uncle Dude, he says, long as probably our right tackle, TBH Romer's right guard, Yang, swing tackle, start at left tackle. It's hard to make sense of it. Yeah, that's true. Chase, have you checked out Grant Stewart from the Houston Cougars? Yeah, I've heard of Grant. I think Chase, you commented on one of our videos about how Houston's got a good club. When we talked about the draft picks, our recent video, you should haven't checked that out. Go check that out about which college class would best fit the Chiefs' needs. It's an interesting kind of concept to think about. I think it's fun to talk about. I think Alabama's obviously the best one. I think I got thrown a bone on that one to kind of let that to have me deliver that answer was kind of easy. But Houston is a good one. I know Chase, you brought that one up. Houston does have a lot of guys on the team. Peyton Turner's a guy that we take a lot in our mock drafts. So, yeah, Houston is a good one. Dan Carroll, do you think they will re-sign Alec Reddy? Let's see. He was drafted 2 years ago, so he still has 2 years left on his deal. Maybe. They're not. The Chiefs haven't really re-signed centers a whole lot. I know that Nick Allegretti is not a center, and I've already had a whole spiel about Nick Allegretti isn't a center, but I don't know if they do. He is a 6th round pick. He performed well last season in kind of the pinch, but I don't know if that happens. So 5 minute quick mock draft. TD asks. Okay, yeah, yeah, sure. Let me move some stuff around on this stream. Let me set up another scene here on OBS, and we could do that. We can for sure do a quick mock draft if you guys want to. I get the chat moving, get the chat bumping up and moving. I'd love that actually. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, here we go. I gotta get the stuff moved around on OBS. I'm kind of a noob. Call me a noob at streaming. That's fine. It is what it is. So we'll go here. We will add display capture. Oh. Well, that's not what I thought it was going to do. Okay, hang on. We're going to find it. We're going to find it. All right, if I can't figure this out, I will just do it on my phone and I will live. We can do a live little play by play. That's what I do for the podcast, actually. Jordan actually can't see the mock draft. I have to tell him everything that's going on. So I think that's kind of fun, little behind the curtain right there. You guys probably had no idea that that goes on. Jordan can't see the mock draft when we do the mock drafts. So, yeah, it is. Oh, here we go. I apologize for the terrible. This is poor streaming. This is poor streaming. I know that for a fact. I know that that is bad. That this is bad streaming, but for some reason it's not showing. Okay, we'll do this then. I had it. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Display capture one more time. I'll try it one more time to see if I can get it set up. Okay. Not gonna work. Okay. That's fine. We won't do that. So I will just go ahead and do it, and I will talk you guys through it on my computer, and we'll do it that way. So let's go ahead and start one. We're gonna do 7 rounds with the Chiefs. You know the way we do it, and let's go mock draft right now. So it's not the situation we have right now. Let's not make a scenario. Let's do a quick little 5 minute mock draft here. Then we'll get back into some questions. If you have any questions about like why I pick people there, I'll keep the YouTube chat open so I can see it. We're gonna go ahead and start the simulator right now. I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna do Chiefs. 7 rounds. I was messing with the simulator today, and I was doing some future drafts. The future drafts are only 1 round, which I think is kind of fun. But the past drafts are also really fun to mess around with, just to see if you can kind of really get just an absolute steal of a draft. So okay, went ahead and started the draft up. I thought I went fast speed, but apparently not. No fast speed here. This is a lot slower than I thought it was. Okay. So the Chiefs coming up on 31 here. When we look at 31, I think you got to go offensive tackle. That's just what I think. They got Alex Leatherwood, Liam Eichenberg, Dylan Reduns. I think that at this point, who's the interior guys? I wouldn't hate Creed Humphrey in this situation, especially because the Chiefs don't have a center at the moment. Um, that would be a good pick. Who else is here? Let me look at the edge board real quick. Joseph Osai's a little small. Joe Tryon, I don't like him at 31. So let's go offensive tackle, and then we'll go. Hmm, Alex Leatherwood had a good day. I'm gonna go Liam though. Liam Eichenberg, 31. That's what we're gonna do there. I apologize, you guys can't see this. I'll get this figured out, where we can have it on the screen at the same time. I should have had another scene set up because I already thought about doing a mock draft with you guys. I think that'd be really fun to kind of do that. Maybe we'll do that on another stream where I can get that fully set up and have like a nice little frame. But as of right now, we're at 63. Tylan Wallace, Dwayne Eskridge, Tutu Atwell, the wide receivers there. Diami Brown's also there. Look, edge. Patrick Jones is there, so I'm going to take him. I like Patrick Jones at that 63 spot if he is there. So that's kind of where I like to go. Is Patrick Jones at 70, not 70, at 63. So That's where I'm taking those guys. 95 here. This would be a good spot for Quinn Miners. Yeah, I'll take Quinn Miners here because they do need an interior guy, especially when it comes to just the long-term depth and stuff like that. I think Quinn Miners would be good at that. So if you're keeping track at home, we've got Liam Eichenberg, Patrick Jones, Quinn Miners. That's pretty strong. That's a pretty strong draft. I kind of want a wide receiver now, and I'm going to go with Tamorian Terry from Florida State. The dude's a dynamic weapon, got real good potential when it comes to, yeah, Chase. I mean, you're right on it, my man. Tamorian Terry, that's the guy who, if he's there with like the Chiefs, and they don't take him in the fourth round, man, that's one of those guys I'm going to be upset that they don't get. So according to the NFL mock draft database, the top needs for the Chiefs are offensive tackle, wide receiver, linebacker, interior times two, D line, tight end, edge, cornerback, quarterback, running back. Running backs below cornerback. So that's interesting. So I'm curious, chat. Let me know. Let me know what you want here at 145, round four. This is your second. This is your comp pick, round four. Who would you want here? Round four. We've got an interior guy. We got an edge. We got a tackle, and we got a wide receiver. You look linebacker. I mean, the linebackers that are here on the board. Shout out Chase. Grant Stewart is there, but I think he could wait and probably till round five. Hey, quadruple D Terry's not just a fake guy, man. That dude got some run after the catch ability. He is a athletic guy. I think that he's solid. I think he's probably better than Marquez Stevens, which is also a Houston guy. I like Terry. I'll defend Terry. I ain't afraid to do that. So look at the board here. Best available: Trey Sermon, Demetri Felton, Anthony Schwartz, Aditogumbo Algundiji. That's who I really like, but that double up on edge. I don't. I don't know if the Chiefs double up on edge or not. If they double up on a position, it could be edge because they just need a lot of depth there. So that's something that they could do. Linebackers, I'm not huge on who the linebackers are there right now. Patty Fisher can wait. Monty Rice can wait. Justin Hillard can wait. Yeah, Chase. That's what I'm saying. I think Grant is a fourth or fifth guy. I think that's the thing, or fifth or sixth. Yeah. But do you pick up Schwartz quadruple D? You pick up Schwartz even after you pick up Terry? I mean, that's the thing that I'm going with is that, like, do you go double tight end or double wide receiver? Oh, we should look at tight end. Oh man, I just must missed him. Let me see where he went. You know who I'm looking for. You guys know the vibes already. You already know who I'm looking for. Kellen Mond went to the Broncos at 115. What is going on? Tommy Tremble went at 109. Doggone it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think let's do that then. I think you kind of handcuff yourself in the late rounds if you take a two wide receivers right here. Not really any good tackles I like. Interior guys wise, Alaric Jackson's there, which I thought that he was a tackle, but they have him listed as an interior guy. Anyone, you guys remember him being a tackle? Chat? Because I swear he was a tackle when we first started this whole process. Maybe I'm just crazy. I could be. Wouldn't put that by me. Trey Bounte Gowen is there as well. Jacoby Stevens. I want Tyree at 163, though. So let's do that. Let's go wide receiver. Let's go Schwartz. Get two wide receivers. And now the Chiefs are looking at they can still bring back Austin Ryder. I think he hasn't signed anywhere else. Yeah, Dan, you're right. They can bring back Austin Ryder. He has an offer too. He just hasn't accepted it, which is kind of odd. It makes me feel a little queasy when I think about it. So, all right, here we go. 176, best available: Kylan Hill, Joshua Matterbaby, Cade Johnson, James Wiggins, Josh Bledsoe. Dang, he's gone, isn't he? He is. That sucks. But Quinn, yeah, that's another thing too. Is that Quinn is interesting, especially if you get him. He could play center, or he is a center. I think he would be fine too because if you think about the guards they have, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I don't know how I like Patty Fisher all that much. You guys have any thoughts on Patty Fisher, Northwestern linebacker? Let me know your thoughts on Patty Fisher if you have any. Look at safety. Safety. I probably should have taken Gillespie instead of Schwartz. James Wiggins, Josh Bledsoe, DeMar Hamlin, Trey Norwood, Divine Deblo. That's who's there for safety. Kind of kicking myself for not taking Bledsoe in that last round. That's kind of where that is. Ellerson Smith is there. Actually, I don't hate that pick. You go that means you go double edge, double wide receiver. I don't know. Ellerson's good though. He had a good pro day. Nobody really there for tackle. Interior, David Moore's still there. Patty Fisher too slow. Yeah, that's what I heard. Let me look up his numbers real quick. Has Northwestern had their pro day? I don't think they have. I don't think that they have. No, they haven't. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you, D's. I'm with you, man. Let's go Ellerson Smith here. That's what we'll do. Looking at the board. Okay, this is what we have right now. All right, if you guys keep a track at home, Liam Eichenberg, Patrick Jones, Quinn Miners, Tamorian Terry, Anthony Schwartz, Ellerson Smith. You got 2 picks left. We got 2 picks left. It's okay. Linebacker. Let's look at linebacker. Grant Stewart's still there. I think Grant Stewart could go in the 6th. I think we can get him there. I think we can get him at 208. So I'll wait for that. DJ Daniels there. He didn't have a phenomenal pro day. Senior Bowl. Josh Bledsoe's still there for safety. I want to pick Rashad Wildgoose. That dude's got a cool name, and I like him. I think Craig Stout, Airhead Pride, big fan of him as well. Hard to hate that guy when Craig Stout likes him. So that's what I'm saying, man. That is what I'm saying. I'm not as big on Shakir Brown as Jordan is. I just saw your comment, Daniel. I'm not as big on him as he is, but could have been there for sure. But I don't know. Bryce Thompson's another interesting one that you could go with here. So pick 208. You really go best available. I don't really want to take another wide receiver since we've already taken 3. Haven't taken a linebacker. Oh yeah, that's what we were gonna go. We're gonna go Grant Stewart. Let's do that. That's where I'm going, Grant Stewart. Let's look at our final picks here then. We gotta wait for this all to sim out. I'll post it. I'll see if I can get it up on the stream, a screenshot. That's what I'll do. I'll see if I can put a screenshot up there on the stream. I'll put my face in the corner with a screenshot. We'll do that with the draft. Oh, Puka going at 255. Shout out KU. Sweet. Cancel. Man, messed me up trying to get my screenshot. They put the SI videos in here. Nice little touch. I don't know if you guys have been on the website, desktop. I think it does it for mobile too. You got the little videos. I think eventually the RTK videos will be in there, just with the source that they use, because RTK videos will circulate all around. I think there's some RTK videos that go into the Kansas City Star, and if you go to the website like that, okay. So kind of cool, kind of cool. Chase, I hope you're right, man. I hope Grant Stewart is a stud. I hope you are right. So let's do this. I am going to act like I know what I'm doing when it comes to OBS. That's what I'm running out of, kind of behind the curtain here. I'm going to act like I know what I am doing. Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe it was a display capture I should have been doing instead of window capture. Yep, I'm an idiot. So here we go. Let's find the file, and I will put my face right beside it so you get to see my beautiful mug, and then we'll go back to the other little side here that what we're on right now and close it out there. That's what we'll do. Kind of close out the stream there. Where's my screenshot? There it is. Yeah. All right. Cool. Got that in there. Well, behind the curtain right here, man, you guys are getting the best of it. You guys are getting the best of what streaming has to offer. You're not getting this. You're not getting this anywhere else when it comes to your streamers. I swear. Only ones that do it. Only ones to do it. Okay, so I need to find that jersey background. That's what I'm looking for. Good thing I'm super organized. Ooh, okay. I like this draft. I like this draft a lot, guys. I think you'll like it too. I think you will like it as well. Guys, listen to Rod Wave. Anybody listen to Rod Wave on here? I like his new album. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. I'm a fan of it. Okay. Here's what we got. Oh crap. For this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, guys. Oh, you're gonna love this. Oh, you're gonna love it. Okay. Yep. My bad, guys. Can you hear me now? I was talking all about this draft. Yeah, my bad, my bad, guys. My bad. Can you hear me? Taylor, thanks for shouting me out. Daniel, thanks for shouting me out. Can y'all hear me now? We good? Hmm? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Alright. Hang on. Hang on. I think I forgot the audio capture. You hear me now? What about now? Can you hear me now? Oh, I gotta translate. What about now? There you go. I think you can hear me now. Is that true? Someone give me a comment. Sweet! Hey, listen. I told you guys I was a noob, right? You guys gotta cut me some slack. I forgot to add the audio input. I was too busy worried about the video. I forgot about the audio. My bad. On me. So here we go. From the top. Let's go from the top here. Draft Liam Eichenberg, Patrick Jones, Quinn Miners. I think all three of those guys can start. I think all three of those guys can start right away. Same thing with Tamorrion Terry and Anthony Schwartz. Realistically, I think if they had to, they could. But I don't think they have to. I think that's a good thing about Tamorrion Terry and Anthony Schwartz. One of those guys might have to, but the other one can develop. That's what I like about that. Double wide receiver is kind of weird. Double edge is kind of weird to me too. But Ellerson Smith as a 5th round pick, I think it says right there. That's a good pick. Especially him with Pat Jones. Throw him in the rotation with Taco Charlton. Put Pat Jones kind of on the same. Well, you could put Ellerson on the same side as Pat Jones, and you have Taco and Frank on the other side. That could work. That could be cool. I think that would be cool. So we'll see. We'll see. They said there's an echo. See if that I turned something off. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, Holly, I think there is a delay. There is a delay in seeing the chat, which is unfortunate. I think I'm not echoed anymore, but if I am, let me know. Uh, that's what I get for trying to throw together a little scene too quick, I guess. Um, thank you, Taylor. Yes, I hope this happens too. If this is the draft that happens, I'd be absolutely ecstatic. Um, it'd be so beautiful. Like like I mentioned before, Eichenberg Jones minors play day one. Seward's a guy that could be developed. Wild Goose is a guy that could be developed. Ellerson Smith, a guy that could be developed. But thrown into the rotation right away, I think all of those guys could be. I know that it's kind of a defensive heavy draft, isn't it? Linebacker, cornerback, edge. We got two wide receivers, interior. Okay, it is a defensive heavy draft. I think this is the heaviest defensive draft I've done, but I like it. I'll tweet this out. I'll tweet this out here in a little bit after we hop up. Thank you, Holly, for letting me know audio's good. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, I goofed. I goofed up a bit, but I'm still getting this down pat. This is why I wanted to do these streams so I could kind of get this stuff down before we go big time, right? So before we do the big old stream, appreciate everyone in the stream kind of tuning in. You know what? I'll stay for about 50 minutes. We'll go an hour and a half. How about that? So, any last questions? If you guys got any last questions, let me know. Fill them in. I'll wait for the chat to kind of populate up a little bit here. Anything? Ask me anything. Last 15 minutes here. I'll hop off at 6:30, and because I got to go eat dinner. Shout out girlfriend Tara. My girlfriend Tara. She gonna make me dinner tonight. It's very sweet of her. She's a very kind and gentle human being. I love her very much. And she's going to feed me, and I always like that. So I think she's got a home chef meal. Home chef's dope. I like. She had Blue Apron for a little bit. I don't know if you guys do any of the meal planning, meal prep, Blue Apron, Home Chef, that kind of stuff. But um, yeah, from 0 to 10, this is from Daniel. From 0 to 10, what are the cancers of us getting minors? Chances probably is what you meant, man. I bet that's what you meant. Is chances. I don't think the chances are like that high. If they do get him, they're going to overpick for him. And that's my biggest fear. It's not that I don't like Quinn Miners. I'm afraid that the Chiefs are going to overpick for Quinn Miners. Um, it's because he is good. Uh, so I'll probably give like a nine. No. 77.6% chance that like they get Quinn Miners, just because it's a perfect storm for what the Chiefs like. Um, and small school guys and guys that went to the Senior Bowl and guys who perform well at pro days. I mean, that's a perfect storm of what the Chiefs like. And with Dan Brugler saying he's going top 63, maybe he's gone before the Chiefs, but I can see the Chiefs taking him at 63. Holly, what's for dinner? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what's for dinner. What y'all having for dinner? Let me know what you're going to eat for dinner. Yeah, she said, I have a home chef meal I can make for tonight. That's all she said. I'll say, chat wants to know what's for dinner. Chat wants. Sorry, I'm texting on my computer. My bad. I'll get this set up so I got like two my double monitor set up so we can have a bunch of other stuff going on. Man, I want Quinn. That's literally my draft crush. Who do you have at 32 last year? Anyone except Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I had at 32 last year. I did not see Clyde Edwards-Helaire being drafted. I know kind of Jordan kind of thought that a little bit. Josh obviously did not want that to happen. But for me, it was kind of out of left field for them to draft a running back. I get it, though, best player available and everything like that. He's fine. I mean, the long-term value of running back still have to have that conversation. But I think I wanted linebacker, if I can remember right. I can't remember who was there. I think I wanted Pat Queen most. I think that's who I wanted the most was Pat Queen. Then he went just before to the Ravens. Didn't have a phenomenal year. He was actually the lowest rated uh, linebacker according to PFF. Odd, I know, but That is odd. Oh, Brandon Zinner. Man, my man Brandon. Shout out Brandon. He's been doing some coverage down in Evansville. Thank you. I appreciate the shout out for the nice pullover. Pulled it out of my closet just before the stream started because I know I had to rep the cats. Know I had to rep the cats. So appreciate that, Brandon. Thanks for popping in and checking in on the stream. Means a lot, buddy. Chase, man, you guys are being real envious right now. I love you guys. Chase and Daniel, you guys are the best. What do you think about CB Miles Jones and defensive lineman Peyton Turner? Peyton Turner is a guy that we've drafted, I think, twice in the Roughing Kicker mock draft. So if we draft him more than once, we like him. Haven't heard a whole lot about Miles Jones. There's so many guys in this draft to try to think about and talk about. It's wild. But I haven't really talked a whole lot about him because I haven't watched a whole lot about him. Chase, you also said I had Clyde Edwards-Helaire as late second or early third on pick. I think a lot of people did. I'm trying to think who the other running back was that went just after him. But I don't know if that would have been my first running back off the board. But I mean, it is what it is, man. Chiefs gotta do it. I mean, I think if the Chiefs take an offensive tackle that can run block well too, as well as pass block, that makes last year's pick look better, right? If they get a better offensive line in front of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that makes last year's pick look so much better. All right, y'all. 10 more minutes. Appreciate you tuning in. Had a lot of people in the stream, man. We had a lot of them. Really appreciate that. We had about 30 solid there. Got 32 right now. Appreciate y'all. Man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Let's see. Check out this stream pop out here real quick. Oh. Will Willie Gay Jr. start next year? Hey man, that's the plan. That is the plan for Willie Gay Jr. to start next year. If he doesn't, we got ourselves a problem. We do. We do. We got ourselves a problem if Willie Gay Jr. does not start next year. Why not? Right? Like, why doesn't he start? I'm not coming after you, Daniel, but thank you for asking that question. But why? Why? What's the reason at that point? He's had a full year in the system. It does. I don't know. I think he has to start, and I think he's gonna do well. I mean, he flies around. He's athletic. To get another athletic kind of guy to fly around with him would be fun, right? I mean, wouldn't that be awesome to get a little another athletic linebacker to go with him? I'd like that. I would like that a whole lot. And I think we talked about linebacker kind of at 63 a little bit with Chaz Surratt. I think Chaz has fallen too much to really seriously consider him. Didn't have that great of a pro day. So we will see what kind of happens there. I do think the Chiefs probably take another linebacker, like we did in our draft with taking Grant Seward down there. I think that is probably a good one. Chase, you said we sleeper offensive tackle is Landon Young. Yeah, the East West Tremble did get canceled, which sucks. It's kind of what we're going through right now. It's just things getting canceled and not being a whole lot of fun. So, hey guys, appreciate you joining in on the stream. Been a whole lot of fun here, kind of chatting with me. Next time I'll get the draft figured out. Next week I think Jordan's gonna be joining me. We can do a question and answer together. Got to figure out how to put like the Zoom into here and everything. So that is what we're going to try to figure out. I just wanted to get kind of the kinks worked out of the stream. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I mean, let me know on Twitter. Let me know here in the chat right now. Let me know. I got the socials down here. Hit me up. Follow me. I'm sure you guys already follow me if you're in here on the live stream. So appreciate y'all being in VLs, listening to the podcast and everything like that. It means a whole lot to us. We got a lot of good things planned for the season and really for the draft too. I think we got a lot of good content planned for the draft. We're gonna try to get a lot of people involved in our draft content. So yeah, man, it's been a blast. I've had a lot of fun. First time streaming. Hope I did well. Did you guys tell me if I did bad, or would you just lie to me? Maybe you guys should just lie to me so it saves my feelings a little bit. But yeah, appreciate y'all. I got time for a few more questions if you guys want some questions. I'll rapid fire them. Rapid fire. Give me questions. I'll give you my first answer. That's what we'll do. Rapid fire. Send them in the chat. Let's see them. I want to see it. Hmm. Yeah, I like this one. Um, Danny Gonzalez, YouTuber, um, really introduced me to LaCroix. I don't know him personally, but I just watched a YouTube video about Danny Gonzalez, and he was power ranking LaCroix, and I was like, hey, you know what? I think I should try LaCroix. Time to stop hating it. Uh, and I tried it because see, this is my thing: is you can't hate something you never tried before, right? So you can't knock it before you try it. So that's what I did. That is what I did. I tried it. Tara just texted me. We could see what was for dinner. I don't know. I don't know if she's too stoked about me streaming, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, I think it's awesome. I really enjoyed it. Had a good time with you guys. The live draft idea was great, Daniel. I think we should do that next time I hop on here. Kind of do it a live draft. I want to do a consensus mock draft. So I want to send out like a Google form, have all you guys fill it out, and then so I can see all the picks, like who you guys like at these spots. That's kind of what I want to do. Okay. Are the Chiefs set at defensive tackle? Chase, that's a good question, man. I think that if they could draft a defensive tackle, they'll be good. Derek Knight's contract comes up at the end of this year, so if they get a guy like Kairis Tonga, the big boy from I can't remember where he's from now. There's a lot of big boys in this draft. But if they do get a defensive lineman, I wouldn't be upset, especially because that's addressing depth. Number one, that's kind of hard for me to say, addressing depth and kind of planning for the future. I think that's kind of what the Chiefs need to do in the draft at the moment is kind of plan for the future and these holes, these vacancies are going to have. I don't know if they bring Derek Knight back after the end of this year. Who knows? If they can draft somebody who can do the same things as Derek Nottie does, why not? Like, I think that defensive lineman, it would not shock me if they drafted D tackle, interior D lineman at all. Would you rather have Cosme or Eichenberg? Depends on the situation. If the Chiefs have a left tackle, a veteran left tackle going into the season, I'd rather have Cosme. If they don't, I'd rather have Eichenberg. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So, got about 4 minutes here. Appreciate you guys joining me. Holly, I appreciate the kind words about the glitches. It is bound to happen the first time. I really appreciate y'all joining in and the kind words. They mean more than you will ever know. Your kind words do. So, hey, be a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast, about the live streams, about everything we got going on here at Roughing the Kicker. Make sure you go check out everything at arrowheadreport.com too. Got a lot of content up there. I think a recent story, Mark Van Sickle, Mondays with Mark, we're going to have him. We're going to talk about kind of his article that he just had come out today. It's about bust studs or duds. Yes. That's what it is. Studs or duds. It's talking about the 2018 draft. Speaking of Derek Nottie, so that's he goes over that draft class and anything. Yes, and if you guys want to join the Discord, please hit up the link in my pinned tweet. My pinned tweet is a Google form to fill out for the listener survey. If y'all listen to this, you can go to my Twitter, go fill out the listener survey. I want to know where you guys are from, all the demographic stuff like that. We're trying to work on getting a little bit more advertisers, stuff like that. We already partnered with the NFL Mock Draft Database. Want a little bit more heading into the season. Probably going to get a little bit more local KC companies. So that's kind of what we want. We kind of want to look at just the demographics, everything. I want to know how you found the show, why you listen to the show, what you want us to change from the show too. So go look on my Twitter, go find that, and everything will be peaches when you do that. Justin Bieber's album is fine, by the way. Um, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I know I talked about it at the top of the stream. So if you're joining a little late, that's gonna seem random. But I told you I'd talk about Justin Bieber's album, Rod Wave's album. I like Rod Wave's album. Not big into hip hop. That's fine. Little sad boy hours for him. It's all right. Everybody's a sad boy now and again. So appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys go join the Discord too. Discord's really fun. There's a lot of times news breaks at the Discord before I see it, which is kind of crazy. Lots of very active people in the Discord. So really appreciate that. Oh, we got some Tom Pelissero news as I'm hopping off the live stream. After initially agreeing with terms with Jaguars, hang on, sorry. After initially agreeing to terms with the Jaguars veteran defensive end Tyson Alalu, had a change of heart and is now re-signing with the Steelers. Wow, that's a real plot twist. This league, man. This league, I tell you what, can't get over it. NBA trade deadline happened. My Magic are making me sad. I wanted Aaron Gordon to go. Kind of Vooch should probably go too, but the returns are not the best. Not what I wanted from him. So that's all I'll say about that. And yeah, thinking about the Magic got me upset. And that's not the way we want to end this live stream. We want to end it by saying thank you. I want to say thank you to you guys. We got 19 people left in the chat. Everybody stay safe out there. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, like this video, go subscribe to Roughing the Kicker on any podcast platform, on YouTube. Got daily content coming out for everything. Everywhere you find us, we got daily content coming out. Gonna have more live streams coming out too. So until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later.